Thank you for joining us today on the International Leadership Podcast. My name is Joe Beauchamp, your host. I'm also the founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. We provide leadership development strategy, training, coaching, mentoring, consulting on topics such as leadership, communication, personal growth, emotional intelligence, building a culture that is successful. Get all your team developed and growing in the right direction, rowing in the right direction, carrying the burden of your team so that your company can scale the way you want it to. Give us a call or shoot me an email and have your free introductory consultation. Thank you. Welcome back. This is episode 13 of the International Leadership Podcast. My name is Joe Beauchamp. I'm your host today, and we have a special guest with us today, Kubilai Yurtsever, coming to us from Italy. And Kubilai, why don't you just introduce yourself to the guests, give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Yes, I'm the general manager of Cedar Pali and a member of board of Technolines Italy. I have an engineering background, electrical and electronics engineering. I made an executive MBA, and I have different experiences in defense, energy, and manufacturing industries. In Italy and in other parts of the world. I hope to give some useful information and useful ideas to who are going to listen to us, and I hope to give them some added value.
But welcome to the International Leadership Podcast. We appreciate you being here. So how did you tell us about your journey? So most people, as they're getting to their positions of leadership, there's always an area of struggle and then some strategies that they implemented to overcome that struggle. We call that grit, that stomaching the difficulty and enduring long periods of difficult times. Tell us about some of the struggle that you've been through and how you overcame that, getting to where you are today.
Struggle is, of course, it is. There are you encounter with some internal and external type of difficulties. Internal to motivate yourself and try to study, try to improve yourself, and always invest in the person that you are. And there are some external difficulties also, because sometimes some people you make some important progresses, and some people are not constructive about this situation. Maybe they feel jealous and some kind of emotions, and you may need to make some struggles for this point of view. For both, the way to handle this situation is trying to be correct in what you do, and focus on being correct in what you do, instead of trying to answer other people, or trying to it is something that you are making a race with yourself, not with the others. This is the approach that I adopted in this type of struggle that you taught.
So let's talk a little bit about leadership and one of the things that I think makes a great leader is continuously asking the question, how can I make this better? How can I
Yes.
grow, make it more efficient, improve the customer experience? How do I make my team operate more in alignment with one another and with our mission? How do I get rid of inefficiencies and overlap and analyzing where are the gaps, where is there missing handoff, or where is something often getting dropped, or where are there delays in the process
Yes.
or unnecessary. And I find a lot of engineers work their way up to CEO because they have that questioning, that analytical ability to continuously question, how can I make this better? How can I make this faster, more efficient? Like everything I said, how do I do this? And that question that like pretty much all day, every day, asking that, how do I make it better? And then tweaking it and continuously making that improvement. And they tend to make great CEOs. Can you tell us about how that process worked for you and how you implemented those strategies?
Yes, actually, engineering gives you a mindset. The study of engineering, it's a mental discipline. It's a kind of discipline that gives to your mind. Like we see sometimes some disciplines of Japanese, Oriental, martial arts, or some other types of discipline. It is a mental discipline that the school gives to you, but it is a theoretical basis on which you need to make into practice, put into practice, and make a marriage between practice and theory, so that you produce good results. So it is very important, engineering mindset and questioning everything to understand why, how, and how to improve, how to optimize. And it is, but of course, the most important thing is to benefit from the people who know what they do, because when you are a manager, top manager, it is not that it is more than that you are paid for what you give, then you pay to people who know what they are doing. So it is important to treat these people well, the people who are respectful, who needs respect and who merits respect, and you
Right.
take the benefit from this situation. Of course, making into questioning everything, you take the ideas and you apply what is more suitable for the context in which you are finding yourself.
Yeah. So one of the things, leaders lead towards a better future, right? They see something that can be better than it is right now. If we weren't
Yes,
going somewhere better, we wouldn't need a leader, right? There's never a leader when everyone's sitting around the table and doing nothing, right?
yes,
If you're not going
yes,
anywhere, you don't need a leader. So I know in your experience, you've overcome some pretty great challenges, and you've cleaned up some things in the business that was losing a significant amount of money, and you turned them around
yes,
to being
yes,
profitable
yes,
in a
yes,
reasonably quick
yes,
amount of time. So,
yes, yes,
leaders have a vision. They see something that they see a world that can be better than what it is right now. And then they
yes,
plot a course on how to get there. And then they bring an entire team along with them to all move in that
yes,
direction.
yes,
Give us that story for for the company that you ended up fixing.
yes. Yes. Actually, as you said before, the leader, the person who leads a company or an environment, a group of people, should always think how to improve. And it is not that the one thing that they taught us in the university is that the managers do not work; they manage. So you need to make some chirurgical interventions to some contexts, and try to motivate people to execute the interventions that you made, the analysis that you made, and maybe they can be some unpopular decisions, but if it is necessary to take these decisions, you need to make these interventions, and in a modality of a very chirurgical way, not a massive how can I say, not a massive war, but some points that you need to intervene, and with the operative people, the dedicated people, you execute the chirurgical interventions that you need to make. So if you try to work hard to in an operative sense, this view, maybe you can lose the big picture and seeing the thing from the top level, and you can lose yourself in the details. What is to be done is looking from high point of view, and make some chirurgical interventions, and try to resolve the unsane situation in a company, and bring it to a sane and value generating and prosperity generating for everybody way.
So how negative was the how much money was this business losing before you turned it around?
It
Like on a
was
yearly basis.
in a company of 15, 16 millions of euros of a turnaround. It was 2.5 millions of loss every year. And it was really difficult, because every year the parent company was sending money, financing the situation to our company, and also for the dignity of the people, of the employees, it was not a very good thing, because it is not a nice situation. So it is important to transmit them the idea that look, we need to work, we need to generate prosperity, and sometimes we need to take some apply some unpopular decisions, but it is for our benefit, and try to co-involve everybody. Some people can be outside, maybe they do not make themselves co-involved, but for even a small contribution that they make, you thank to them, and you take what they provide, and you go ahead to achieve the success of the company.
Yeah, so a lot of times there's just so much in there that it's unpackaged about leadership, but sometimes making the changes that you can make, they may not necessarily be the most important decision to make or the most important change that you have to make, but it's the only change that you will be able to make, right? So if you can't get people on board with some of the changes, what changes can you implement to start building some momentum in the right direction? And I think some people lose sight of that. They want to go, let's say, for the big fish. They're just not ready for that yet, and so they could lose their team by trying to do the wrong thing at the right time. But sometimes it's just important to make those little wins and start making progress where you can, and then people start buying into it. I'm sure that once you started making some changes and people saw that those changes were making things better, they started buying into you more. They're like, oh, hey, what else do you have for us? Like, what else can we fix that makes this company better? So you were 2 million euros negative, operating a
Yes.
2 million euro loss per year prior to you starting the role. And
Yes.
how long did it take you to get that from a negative to a positive?
Actually, also it was a context that we were winning a bid every year of a government, semi-government entity that was guaranteeing half of our turnaround every year. So that year we lost also this bid, and it was a difficult context from this point of view. But basically, I was focused on the purchasing, because if you don't sell much, then you need to give added value to not spending much, or it is not spending. As I always say, it is spending good because maybe you can pay a lot of money. It is not a problem. But if it is justified, it is not a problem.
Right.
Justified by quality, justified with a return of that you invest this money to this spending, but it makes you return more. It is not a problem. Or it can be even 10 euros, 20 euros, but if it is spent without justification, it is not good. So I focused a lot on optimizing the costs, operation costs also, and reducing the energy costs, reducing the time losing when we are manufacturing some products. And this was my added value, basic added value to the company. And also we made a kind of a guerrilla marketing to win the market share that we lost because of this half of the turnover that we lost. So attacking to the market also from this point of view, we achieved to bring the company to positive profit generating company, and it was a good result for me and for our team.
So around how long did it take to go from that negative 2 million to being positive?
Actually, in 1 year, we achieved to do this, and it is a sustainable profit because from that time and then we always generated profit afterwards. So it is important that it was sustainable also. Also, maintaining good relationship with customers, with the suppliers. It doesn't mean that you do whatever they ask. It is just to have good relationship, respect to them, respect to customers, respect to suppliers, respect to workers, and try to be an example for them so that they align themselves with you.
Yeah, I think those relationships are critical, and unfortunately, too many people too frequently damage those relationships. They're not showing all that respect to the suppliers, or sometimes not even their customers. But yeah, having that respect relationships you have, the better things are going to be. And you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to give in to everything that they want. It's, they need, when I show them respect, they'll show me respect. Understand that, hey, I'm in a business
Yes,
also. We're here to make a profit. If we don't make a profit, we can't serve our customers, and we also can't buy from our suppliers.
yes,
So we're kind of all in this
yes,
together. And
yes,
when we lead with respect, the relationship be better, and everybody can understand where we're coming from. Something I heard you mention several times, and you didn't refer to this by name, but you mentioned I call it courage, and that's the ability to make these difficult decisions, the unpopular decisions, but they're the right decision, and you still have to push forward
yes,
in those right decisions, even if they're uncomfortable. So tell
yes.
us about how does one go about doing that? How do you bring that courage up inside of you to make that decision, or your experience in doing it? Like, was it sleepless nights? Was your stomach turning? Were you nervous and shaky? Uh, do you just have nerves of steel?
Yeah,
Thank you to our sponsor, MTL Telephones. That's mtltelephones.com. You want to give them a call at 631-823-7100. MTL Telephones provides voice over IP telephone services, most likely cheaper than the price that you're paying right now, and more options. For example, I use it for my telephone service, and I can answer my call from any device, my laptop, a tablet, my smartphone. or a phone system from anywhere in the world. I can answer it here, or my assistant can answer it halfway across the world. Voicemail messages get transcribed and sent to me as text messages, as well as I can send and receive text messages from that voice over IP. They also have an AI auto assistant so that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your phone can be answered by an AI assistant that you have trained. So once again, you want to give them a call, go visit their website at mtltelephones.com or call their number at 631-823-7100. Pick option 5 for sales. Give Mike a call. So thank you so much, MTL, for being our sponsor for this broadcast.
Yeah, actually, of course, sleepless nights is a very normal thing for a manager, and it is if you sleep very good, it is something is missing, I think. So this is a natural effect, but. Um, the situation is that you need to be focused, totally focused, 100% focused on doing good, what is good for the company, for the stakeholders. Focused on this to make pleasure to some people, make them smile, make them. It shouldn't be your first focus. Of course, with maximum respect, but it is I'm totally focused on generating prosperity for the stakeholder, for the company investor, for the suppliers, for the customers, and of course for the workers and employees, because
Yeah.
the programs, welfare programs that we made these years, it was something that was never done before. So of course we are behaving in a more disciplined, the rules, the more conscious, more responsibility, but at the same time it is generating more prosperity for families, for the investors, etc., etc. So this was my approach in the general. And as I said before, I wrote a book for this experience. It is generating value, and it is not a case. It's not a coincidence that the preface was written by a general, Italian armed force general, because he also has the same approach as different discipline, but he worked in the infrastructure innovations in the Italian army. So he was from the infrastructure aspect of the army, and I was from the infrastructure of the private sector. So it was a good association in this sense.
Now, one of the things when I'm coaching businesses, to go along with what you're saying, is somebody will come up to me and say, Joe, I have trouble making this decision. I don't know, should I do this or should I do this? And they're trying to make a decision. And my question, I really just ask them the same question over and over again, is what's the right thing to do? And then they're like, yeah, but I got this person, that, whatever. And I just keep it, what's the right thing to do? Do the right thing. If you just keep doing the right thing, you'll get good results.
The right thing.
Thank you for listening to the International Leadership Podcast. My name is Joe Beauchamp, the host of the International Leadership Podcast and founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. Most leaders want to scale their businesses. The challenge is that you need to scale your own personal growth and leadership development in order to scale your business. You need to develop your own leadership as well as the leadership of the people underneath you. If you have a good team that's all moving in the same direction, helping to carry the load, you're going to be more successful at scaling your business. That's what Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions does. We train, we coach, we mentor, and we consult on business leadership strategy, leadership growth and development for leaders in the company in order to develop a good company culture, everyone's moving in the right direction, and to strategize your business for scaling. Give us a call at 631-770-7705 for a free initial consultation, or just email me at joe@beauchampteam.com. The contact information is right there on the screen, and I will respond to you and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Welcome to America's virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. My name is Joe Beauchamp. I'm one of the founding members here. I'm also the chair of the leadership committee. I'm here to help leaders develop strategies. My company is Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. We help business owners and business leaders to develop their leadership skills, the leadership skills of their team. We know that better leaders get better results, and we provide that leadership strategy, training, and education for business leaders to run their companies better. Hope you can join us at the America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce. I look forward to seeing you doing the right thing. You'll get good results.
The right thing to do is making your ego zero and ask to the person who is competent and who is the maximum number one in this in that business and in that type of functionality. So you make yourself small, and you take the idea, and then you benefit it for the good of the company. This is the approach. Humility, modesty is the best approach for this. I'm not talking about lack of dignity, because dignity is the most important thing. But you need to make your ego small and to take the benefit from the people who are competent and who are best in that. It can be also a worker, because the worker is doing this work for 20, 30 years, the same thing. You can never know the small particularities of this product like him, because he's every time doing this. So if you take the idea from him, what is the best solution to optimize the times, the manufacturing, you make the defects zero, taking the idea from him and apply this. This is the approach. My approach is this. Maybe another person can think, I know everything. You need to do whatever I say, and I don't want any question. Maybe he can have an approach like this, but my approach is trying to make my ego zero and take the ideas from who know this matter. This is my approach.
Yeah, that's good leadership. There's a recurring theme. Number one is humility, right? Listen to others, to value others, to take your ego and drop it down to zero. I like how you said that. Just take your ego and make it zero. And then listen to the people that actually know they know what they're doing. They're in the mix day in and day out. So the number one characteristic of good leadership is humility. The number two is trustworthiness. And the number three is courage. And so if you have a good combination of those three character traits, I think we're going to be in good leadership. So let's talk about your book. You wrote a book. If you want to show the audience your book, it's Generating Value from Crisis to Rebirth, Strategic Discipline, Operational Leadership, and Industrial Vision. So tell us about your book, and if you give us, don't give us all the cheat codes, but maybe give us some strategy from there on how to build businesses.
Okay. Before starting for the book, you said the 3 points, the three characteristics, and the third one you said courage, and the fourth one which is linked to courage is the craziness, because you need to be a little crazy, which is linked very much to the courage. So I would like to add this also. Passing to my book, it is called Generating Value, which is sold in the Amazon, very easily buyable from Amazon, and it is talking about the crisis to rebirth. As you said before, a company that is always losing money, and and bringing to generating prosperity for everybody. What was the approach? I try to explain this, and I try to give a guide to the young professionals to get a advance in the career, some ideas to the managers, and also to the investors that want to invest in Europe or in Italy, because Italian manufacturing is a little particular in the sense that Italy is very famous for fashion and kitchen, but manufacturing aspect is not very seen in the. But there's a great asset for the manufacturing also, like as you can see Ferrari, for example.
Yeah.
You see you see a company Ferrari. I always ask some people who criticize some Italian manufacturing industry. I say, are you able to do Ferrari? No. And so you need to respect they are able to do this. You can copy, but you cannot do the same thing.
Yeah.
So there is a artisan tradition from the grandfathers to the son to the dads and to sons as workers, and they bring a know-how uh, which is not always written, but it is transferred from the way of doing, and it's a particularity of the Italian industry. You need to understand this, and of course you need to pay attention also sometimes, because there are some limits of the Italian market also, or Italian manufacturer. But I think there are good brands in Italy which need to be valorized, which need to be if they are invested, they can go like a spaceship. There are some family companies, particular products, but if you give some doping, they can go really generate really profits to the company. So I try to also give some hints to the investors from this point of view that want to invest in Italy.
So what would be an industry that should really look into? You know, we're in about 50 different countries around the world. We're across the United States of America, and so we're going to get a lot of viewers here. What would they need to know about? Why should they look into Italian manufacturing for their industry? What would be the advantage? What kind of industry should they be in to look into manufacturing? Is it anybody should just go to Italy and look into the manufacturing there? What's the key that somebody's going to say, you know what, that's me. I think I should look into that.
Well, Italy has a great manufacturing heritage, very good brands, but there are some limits also, like the slowness in the decision, or and they work in a how can I say, in a focused way, but they are not like American way of thinking that you take a decision and you go ahead. They don't want to go in a slower way, but in a stronger way. So some the for all the sectors there are good brands. There is a good artisan approach, and from machinery to all the things that are beautiful also in Italy, because it's like a Japanese, that they have some discipline for some kind of behavior. They have a discipline for the beauty. Everything should be beautiful for an Italian. The way of talking, the way of approaching, the way of doing. So this is it can be seen as you see Italian people, you say, oh, how they are taking the life easy. But in that easiness, there is a discipline of beauty. So if you need to create beautiful products, um, you can reshape, restructure, modernize an Italian company that already generates this, and you can use this machine, a beauty generating machine, to generate also profits. Uh, some making some interventions that you need to make, like a doctor, and you see the results, analysis results, and you say this is the point that you need to intervene, and some with some work in from this point of view, I think there are really good companies that can sell in Gulf countries that are very rich, very like Arabia and United Arab Emirates, and also many rich countries. Italians do not have problems, political problems with nobody, and they are. It is a company that can interact and create good collaboration with all cultures. So. I think a good product, beautiful products that you develop in Italy, you can sell in many rich markets as a made in Italy product, and
Yeah.
just you made some fixing, you made some cures for some disease that functional disease that they have. You cure some parts, and you can generate important profits from this.
Now, why? What would lead somebody? Let's say somebody's listening and they want to reach out to you. What does your company do? Like, what would they want to reach out to you to use your company for? And then how would they reach out to you?
Yes, we are a company that produces poles, basically energy lightning poles, but we have also very design products like photovoltaic park places. It is like shape of lotus flower, and very design, very concept design, and signature of Italian famous architect Zema, and we very beautiful products, very interesting products. Our website is www.siderpali.net. So easily, if you make a search in the Google, you can find many things about it. And we have a brand called Luminexcence also, which is, as I said before, very beautiful products, very design products, and of course it can be very beautiful from urban furnishing. You can create a beautiful place using these lighting products, and make the place more livable, more happiness generating environment, having the beautiful products around, because also the eye wants its part, if you see good things every time, you feel good. If you always see some ugly things, it affects your psychology and good feeling. So from this point of view, all the Italian products are beautiful, and as I said, Sider Pali has this Luminexcence line, especially, that is a really good product line that imitates the nature, like no lotus flower, etc., and using the photovoltaic also energy. They are very green products, and so they can be easily applied in an environment where you want to create visual experience and create happiness from
Yeah.
by seeing good things.
So the listening audience and watching audience, if you're listening and you're not watching right now, the company name is, or the website name is www.cedarpoly.net. That's SIDERPALI.net. SIDERPALI.net. Reach out to Kublai. It's k.yurtsever, YURTSEVER, at cedarpoly.net. So Kublai, thank you so much for being our guest today on our show. Let's not forget to get your book on Amazon. Can you just hold that up for a moment again? So if you want to order this book, go on to Amazon. You can purchase it. It'll arrive the next day. Generating Value. Great book to have in your library and to read and apply, especially if you're a young professional. There's definitely good wisdom and value in that book for creating your value in your company, helping turn things around and make it more profitable using a systems approach. So any last final parting words that you have for the listening audience?
Yes, I would like to say to young professionals and to in general to everybody to be focused on generating value. It can be an economical value, it can be a prosperity, it can be a feeling good, but to be focused on generating value for the to the person or for the company, for every person that you interact. This is the winning approach, and the money comes afterwards. It is not a you shouldn't be focused on money, and I need to earn more. No. You focus on generating real value, real solid value, not like financial tricks. You take 3% from this interest from this bank. From no, you try to create a product. You try to create a content and a value. This is the winner approach for me, and I recommend to the young professionals this approach.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. It reminds me of one of the positions I had in leadership. As a matter of fact, the Post-it note is still on my wall, but I wrote a Post-it note and said, how can I add value today? And every day when I would
Yes.
go to sit in my chair to start my day, I would look at that Post-it note and say, how can I add value today? And then I would just do it. Whatever it was, I would like literally every single day, what can I do to make this more valuable for my team, for the customer, for the company? And if every single day you're doing strategies, you're implementing strategies to add more value, you're going to be a success in that
Yes.
business. That business is going to be a success. Your team is going to be successful.
Yes.
So great point. Thank you so much for, from halfway around the world
Thank you.
over in Italy, the same concepts are true. Leadership works no matter where you are, any country. Hence the International Leadership Podcast. Valuable strategies, principles, everyone can apply. That good leadership is not, country or culture, independence. It's everywhere, right? So good leadership principles. Kublai, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for wisdom and your experience. We just really appreciate you. I hope that you get some calls and emails from this, and people, buy those products, book, and we can make the world a better place. So I just want to thank our listening audience.
I
Once again,
was
my name is Joe. Go ahead, Kublai.
I
Go ahead.
also want to thank to you because you are doing a very important work because you are giving sincere opinions, sincere comments to people who want to progress and who want to invest to themselves. This is very important because not always people are providing sincere opinions, but they want to sell something. They want to I saw that you are really trying to contribute to everybody in a sincere and in a really good way. So I appreciate it and I thank you very much for this.
Thank you. I appreciate the vote conference, especially from somebody accomplished as you. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So to our listening audience, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. If you need us, give us a holler. If you'd like to be on the show, you can email me at info@bochampteam.com. And if you're looking into sponsoring the show, we'd be happy to have you as a sponsor as well. And if you have any value and want to reach out to us for any reason at all, then please reach out, info@bochampteam.com. You can website at bochampteam.com. That's B like Bravo, EAUCHAM like Michael, P like Peter, team, TEAM.com. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching our podcast of the International Leadership Podcast. Once again, my name is Joe Beauchamp, president and founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. That's beauchampteam.com. If you like this episode, please like it, share it, subscribe to this channel. If you're interested in being a guest or a sponsor of this program, please give me an email at info@beauchampteam.com. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it and discuss options and how it can work something out for everyone to win. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.